In a moment of crisis, some people will do anything they can to try and save a life, whether the victim is a close friend or a complete stranger. We begin in Tampa, Florida on March 28, 1995. Around 4:50 p.m., Elizabeth Myers, Gail Przezinski, and Gail's guide dog, Fiji, left work together for their 45-minute commute home, as they have every day for the past 3.5 years.
I'm sorry I'm going to make you late, but...
It's all right. It's okay.
Stop by.
It's hot. It's okay.
Gail, she's a very good friend.
I guess my hearing's going bad, too.
Yeah, I guess so.
Fiji's a wonderful social animal. Sometimes if she's really frisky, she will change the radio station by punching the buttons, and she usually changes it to a rock and roll station from talk radio. When she gets into the car, she puts her head into Gail's lap. Gail and Fiji are inseparable.
Yeah, Fiji's being a good doggy. You okay?
Oh, my God. Gail!
Gail was not moving. My instant reaction was that I had killed her.
When we continue,
a bystander told me that he checked all the people out, that the most severe injury was a blind woman. She was pinned between the door and the console.
when the car Elizabeth Myers was driving was broadsided, her friend Gail Przezinski was trapped in the wreckage as Gail's guide dog, Fiji, looked on.
Fiji, are you okay?
Fiji was crying. Everyone was advising us not to move.
Within 3 minutes, Tampa Fire Engine 12 arrived on the scene, led by Captain Herb Brown.
A bystander told me that he checked all the people out and that the most severe injury was a blind woman in the car that got broadsided. She was pinned between the door and the console.
She's got a seeing eye dog with her that looks like it.
Also among those who responded was Lieutenant Joe Provenzano.
The only way we were going to get her out of the vehicle was to take the roof off the truck. I could sense that the dog was concerned for its owner.
Gail's tough as nails, but I was very worried about her.
After 30 minutes, rescue workers managed to extricate 40-year-old Gail Przezinski from the wreckage. She was taken to St. Joseph's Hospital, where a trauma team was standing by, including emergency technician Dan Beverly.
Got an 18 and a right AC.
She was awake, alert, orientated, but she was having some pain at the time in her chest area, so we were really concerned about that. About that same time, the dog came into the scene. Having an animal in an emergency room is not a typical policy, but we felt as the emergency room staff that it was okay. The dog guides her through life. The dog is part of her.
She was bleeding a little bit when she urinated.
Emergency physician Steve Rivera was in charge of Gail's care.
She had sustained pretty significant injuries with fractures to her right scapula, to both sides of her pelvis, and to her right lower extremity. I thought that she'd probably be okay, but it was going to be a long haul for her recovery. Your hip and your leg. Dan, I'd like to get a prior CT of her abdomen.
I noticed the dog was acting kind of unusual, not up to par.
Respiratory therapist and animal lover Joanna Corcoran came in to see the dog.
This beautiful dog was laying on the floor. It was real gentle. It didn't try to move or anything, but it did try to lick my hand. The dog was having a hard time breathing. I'm not a veterinarian, but the gums were pale, so I thought maybe the dog might be going into shock. Try not to touch her belly that much because she might have good broken ribs.
A dog can't talk, so it's just like with a child. You watch their actions and you watch what they do. You watch their signs and symptoms. The dog wouldn't even look up. He was so sick. I took my stethoscope off and listened to the lungs, and one lung wasn't filling. I didn't hear any breath sounds in that one side.
right.
She had been urinating blood, so I knew the dog was really hurt.
She might have a possible nibble on the right.
She just doesn't look good at all.
I thought, you know, if we don't do something, this dog's not going to make it.
Keep her as still as we can. She's getting punctured.
None of the staff on duty in the ER could be spared, so they asked Tampa Fire Lieutenant Tracy Walker, who happened to be at the hospital, if he could take Fiji to get help.
In the state of Florida, if you can't transport any animal in an ambulance or rescue car, it's against the law to do that. But the dog was dying, and I knew that CNI dogs had special rights. Being that you take an oath when you come on a job that you always save life at any cost. That's what we decided to do. We tried to administer a little oxygen en route. So we took an O2 mask and we held that real close to her nose. She wagged her tail a couple of times when we did that. So we felt that was good.
Fiji was taken to VCA Tampa Bay Animal Hospital, where veterinarian Angela James examined her.
And difficulty in breathing. That's about all we know other than her name was Fiji.
She was breathing heavy, and she had some soft tissue injuries to her left eye. Chest x-rays revealed that she had fractured rib and some pulmonary contusions. They are of a very serious nature. She could have actually passed away.
2 months after the accident, Gail continues to undergo physical therapy for her injuries. Fiji was hospitalized for 3 days. Both are expected to completely recover, and Gail's husband, David, is grateful.
Fiji. Hi, Fiji.
Hello, good girl. Hello, good girl.
After she came home from the animal hospital, I took Fiji to St. Joseph's Hospital. And as soon as she saw her mama, she put her front paws up on the side of the bed so that she could get close to Gail. You know, it just makes you cry because it was such a nice reunion.
We'll be walking together soon, right, Fiji?
Most people see Fiji as my guide, but more than that, she's a constant companion. She's my security. She's my friend.
What'd you do?
E-I-E-I-O.
Excuse me?
Old MacDonald had a farm.
Gail and I were only married 5 weeks before the accident happened. And if anything, it reinforced and made stronger those marriage vows.
It's still not a word.
Right, awful
Nice try.
David is a wonderful man. He brightens my days. He keeps me laughing.
Good girl.
Gail and Fiji are both still here.
Girl, I want to see if she'll take the command.
It reminded me how fortunate I am to have them.
Fiji. Right. Good girl. She took that. Good.
I haven't been able to work yet with Fiji, but I have no doubt that she'll be able to be my guide dog again. It'll just be wonderful. It's going to be a day to celebrate.
Good job. She's not complaining or hesitating.
No, but she's going very fast.